All right, happy to have new UT San Antonio head football coach Frank Wilson in studio. When you were hired, it wasn't that long ago, January,
right.
but your athletic director is using words like energetic, enthusiastic, passionate. So we'll borrow one of those terms. How enthusiastic are you to take over this job?
Very much so. I think it's a part of our brand. When you look at UTSA football, when you look at what we're doing, when you're looking at us individually as a coaching staff, as an administration, it's one that's very progressive. It's one that's very enthused about what we're doing, and that, you know, the energy that we want to personify as we go out into the community is a brand that resonates. That we're excited about what we have to offer. We're excited about broadening our brand of our program.
Yeah, and for you personally, I mean, this has got to be nice. You've done the work. You've been at this for a while, but to be the head coach, it's something that does seem to just have a lot of potential. Yeah,
you know what? I was very fortunate as I was coming into the studio with the guys. We were just talking to Les Miles and just about the tour and the various things that happened this time of the year. And I thanked him for the preparation because for the last 5 years, it allowed me to do the things in preparation of becoming a head coach. So me doing a Roadrunner tour, me doing this interview, and all the things being titled, it wasn't just the title of being an associate head coach, but it was actually the practice of it as well. So the preparation had been in works for years, and he played a big role in helping me develop to become a head coach and be prepared for it. So we were just kind of talking about it, and then, you know, doing those same things, you know, whether I was at Southern Miss with Larry Fedora, a new first-time head coach building a program at Tennessee with Lane Kiffin, a first-time head coach in collegiate ranks there, or at Ole Miss with Ed Ogeron, a first-time head coach. So have been at the ground level where programs were just getting started out and had a first-hand view of what it takes and how to do it. And so feel very good about the responsibility and the know-how of how to get it done.
No doubt. Perfect training there. You mentioned Les Miles. So the previous 6 years, you're at LSU. You not only are handling the running backs, but like you say, you're doing so much more. And along the way, you become known as a top-notch recruiter. Right. How much is that going to help you as you take this job, not only for the fertile Texas area, but you know, we're assuming there's a little Louisiana pipeline that might happen.
Yeah, you know what? Our recruiting will be very strategic, very precise, and we'll start in this state. We'll start in the city of San Antonio, where our school is located, and we'll broaden out. Last Monday was our first day out, and you know, there's 50-somewhat schools in that area. We disseminated 9 coaches out in one day, and did what we called the San Antonio Storm. And then we broadened ourselves out to the Dallas area, to the Austin area, to the Fort Worth area, as well as to the Houston, and all the way out to Beaumont and back up to El Paso. And so we just wanted to be very diligent and taking care of our state first, but also being resourceful and leaning on the ties that we've established over the years in bordering states to help us do a great job in recruiting. Probably the biggest asset that we bring to the table, the recruiting part is very important. But probably not as important as the identification part of it. And so the success that we've had over the years is identifying the type of player, or being able to have a discerning eye to be able to project what that player could be, developing him, and then allowing it to come to fruition. The back end, you know, and that happens the freshman, sophomore, junior year. Their senior year, that's when you're really recruiting. But before that, it's more of an assessment phase. And so so many times that get lost and all lumped under recruiting. It's like the NFL draft. The NFL teams do a great job of assessing what it is they're looking for, and then they're able to draft them. So we assess it and make sure they're the fit that we need, and they're the caliber of players that we think can develop to be dominant players in our conference, and then we recruit them at the back end of it.
And, you know, you were talking about your Texas tour. I know that a big part of that is right here in Austin. I mean, the proof's in the pudding. 14 Austin area guys on your roster, including Michael Eguagu, who that name might sound familiar for people around here. He came from Conley High, right up the street. How important is this area for you?
It's critical. You know, you talk about the 14 young men that are currently on our roster from this area, and it's the only area in the entire country where we have an offense, a defense, and a special team player from.
Nice.
And so
Hitting for the cycle.
yeah, and so we've been very fortunate to have great success in this area at various positions up front at the offense and defensive line positions, special teams, and of course Egg, who's a returning all-conference player who we're extremely excited about. So we enjoy the reception that we receive when we come to Austin, and we intend on staying here. It's a great place and fertile recruiting grounds for us.
I like the way you go with Egg.
Yeah.
I need to learn that when it comes to him. Okay, the birth of this program was not that long ago,
Yeah.
but I think people around here, you know, we watch from afar a little bit here in Austin, but it was a party. I mean, over 50,000 people at the Alamo Dome. You can see, you could see the passion behind this program, that you were going to have the fans behind it. 5 years later, it's not the newbie anymore, not the new kid on the block. Where do you see this program, and what are your expectations for it?
I think we're right on time. I think when birth was given to this program with the vision of Lynn Hickey and Dr. Romo Sam Gonzalez, it was phenomenal. And I think at that time they hired the right coach. Larry Coker came in with a wonderful reputation, had just won a national championship, and he was the right guy for the job at that time to get it started. And he did a phenomenal job. They packed the Alamo Dome. And here we are, fast forward 5-6 years later, and on to the next phase of it. And I think the staff that we have in right now will accept the baton and do due diligence and continuing to build it and take it to the next phase that we'd like it to be. It's no different than as a university, as the universities strive for top tier status and those things.
That's a rookie mistake. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Right.
Let me turn that off. And the good thing is this is tape.
Yeah,
Jeez
yeah,
Louise. I haven't made that mistake in a long time.
Yeah, I get rid of mine. I give it to you.
Yeah. Sorry, but yeah, to continue.
And so the university, which started off less than 50 years ago as a commuter school and continually have grown to now it's 30,000 students on campus with a president that has a vision of bringing it to top tier status, that leads the nation in cybersecurity, one of the top schools in the country in business as well as engineering. He's taking it to the next level. But that doesn't take away the roots and the foundation that was here with the first president at UTSA. It's the same with football. Our foundation is a solid one that was planted, but right now we're trying to build on that and get better and do the things necessary to allow us to become a national brand.
What I've appreciated about UTSA, even from the jump, playing a really tough non-con schedule. This year's no different, and sure enough, one of those old SEC teams, Texas A&M, is on your map. You inherited this schedule, but I would assume that you like that too, right? To see where you stand.
Yeah, you know, I like where we're at. I like our opener against Alabama State, who will be a formidable foe. I think when we go throughout, we have a very competitive conference schedule. I think to be able to go out and play teams the caliber of the SEC schools, Big 10, Big 12 schools, you know, once a year is certainly something we need to do. We need to continually gauge where we're at. So I do like our schedule, and I like the preparation that we'll put forward to give us our best chance to be at our very best.
Yeah, well, you got the scouting report on A&M, so it's all good, right? Kidding.
Still got to stop them. They're pretty good.
Most important question. I mean, here you are 4 months as a Texas resident. Do you like Tex-Mex? Are you figuring it all out?
You know, that's interesting. I didn't quite know the difference between what was Tex-Mex and what was true Mexican, authentic.
Okay.
And so now here's the irony: when I'm in San Antonio, the people of San Antonians believe that you need to eat Mexican food, not Tex-Mex. But as I go throughout the state, it's like, well, it's the same as Tex-Mex. Yeah. And so for somebody who thought that Taco Bell was good, it's all good to me.
Welcome to Texas, Coach.
I love it. I love the culture. I love the food. I love, you know, the fiesta that we just had this past week and all the things that that make this state what it is.